WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to download the WHPR app. We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit on demand.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Lord, I'm just sitting here looking over my life, Lord. Let me take inventory. Can I take it? Can I take it? 'Cause I know you. I know you. I know you've been good to me, Lord. I come from a poor family. We didn't have much, but the Lord been good to me. Come from a poor family. We didn't have much, but the Lord been good to me. Come from a poor family. We didn't have much, but the Lord been good to me. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't have no money. How many of y'all were like that? A lot of my friends thought that was funny. But I'm so glad today that I can stand right here and say that the Lord been good to me. Let me tell you one more thing. Listen. We were raised in a shack, y'all. Sometimes clothes were thin that we put on our back.
Good morning once again. This is, of course, J.D. Hill coming at you live by way of our great station here in the city of Highland Park at 160 Victor in Highland Park. And, I think it's 140 through 166, the complex that we have here, and it's just wonderful. It's just an awesome business. You name it, it is here. I mean, it's just, you can just multi-facets. You could just come here and you can talk to our beautiful secretary this morning, none other than Mrs. Willis. She's here this morning, looking good, feeling good, a lady of integrity, as I often say about Miss Cunningham, a lady of enthusiasm, waiting for you to come on in and be a part of this great station, WHBR and TV 33. And you can reach her at the phone number 868-6612. And of course, Mr. Willis, he's here this morning, and he's doing what he normally does. He's taking care of all of the controls, and of course, with the team all around here, and the security team, and just making things happen here. We got here this morning. I don't know whether it was the rain or what. Normally, I can come on in, I can leave home, come on in, and get ready, and but some way my code wouldn't activate, and Mr. Timms wouldn't activate, and so we kept just going through with it this morning, and I think we are okay now. At least the security team didn't show up. Somebody made a phone call and told them that J.D. Hill was trying to get in the building, and that's a good thing, and we want to applaud the phone, the security company also, and we want to thank, of course, my good friend and brother, the CEO of this station, Mr. R.J. Watkins, who's just doing a phenomenal job all around the world here in on the local scene, the national scene, the international scene. When you view WHBR and TV 33, you can see the outreach of Mr. R.J. Watkins, and we are so proud of him, the Watkins family, this morning. So we're saying to you, my good brother, this morning, good morning to you, and of course, Mr. Henry Tyler, who is, always, if he's absent from here, he's still here. We're saying to you this morning and your wife this morning, good morning to you, and of course, always I praise God for this opportunity, this privilege that He has afforded me once again to come before you on this occasion this morning. A lot of rain last night. I mean, it really, really rained last night. And I thought my old hoopty probably wouldn't start after it get wet sometime. It doesn't start, and so I had my other backup car to come. But of course, I started this morning. It was ready to go. It was like it was saying, J.D. Hill, we got to go. I tried to make contact. Of course, I made contact with my good friend and pastor, the Reverend Dr. Jim Harley, on yesterday. And of course, he's taking care of all of his, all of the local. When I say his, I'm talking about all of our, the local, the national, and the international business of taking care of and trying to bring as he always does, a quality program here on Saturday morning. We ask you to tune in tomorrow morning, if it's God's will, at 8 a.m., and he will be here. He's taking care of some serious business in order for us to try to, get ourselves on track and take advantage of the time in which we live. So we applaud Dr. Holly for his outstanding work in his leadership. I sent out a call to Dr. Wilcoxon, because with all of the problems that we are encountering all around the world, the shootings that's going on, and of course in Dallas last night, and some of if you want to call in, you're welcome to call in, and it's just it seemed that there's a season sometime on African Americans, black men in particular, and not only black men, because we see that some of the black women have also experienced this same problem with police officers. So if you would like to call in this morning and give us your opinion of what is happening, and you're welcome to call on in. Mr. Harrison, of course, he's taking care of business, so I made my phone calls around, and of course the hair doctor, he couldn't make it here. He was trying to, as he often say, he was trying to hop here, but he's got to wait until he can hop a little better. And next week, we hope that everything, when he go to his doctor and they start fitting him for whatever's necessary, and then he can get back together, and he will be back here at the studio once again. So all of the team members, and I didn't want to burn out Brother Harvey this morning, and Mr. Jones, of course, he's still in California, but I have Tim here with me this morning, so we are ready to go this morning. So if you would like to, you're welcome to call on in. We're going to I'm supposed to be up in Inkster at the moment, at the beauty supply store up there in Inkster, due to the hair doctor that he's on the recuperative trail, and what he's going through just does not afford him the opportunity to be there at the store. So I've been there down through the week, and of course his daughter, Miss E, has been there, and she's probably there this morning. If she's there this morning, if she would like to call on in and give us an update as to what is happening. She lost her mother this week, and the funeral arrangements are scheduled for on tomorrow, and so she's got to go back to Flint to bid farewell, the earthly farewell to her mother, and that's not an easy responsibility. You just, there's just no substitute for a good mother and a good father. There's just no substitute. So we are saying from WHBR TV 33, Mr. Watkins and family, all of our condolences are going out to you, Miss E, and to everybody that's experiencing loss in the family. And we must understand that life transition is the price that we pay for occupying space on this planet Earth. As far as I know, maybe you know something differently, but as far as I know, no matter how you plan it, but you won't get out of life alive. You just won't get out of life alive. You can be as careful as possible. You can eat what we call eating properly. You can take your exercise, and you can go to your doctor, and the doctor give you that A plus health wise, and then throughout the night something can happen, and you're gone. So that's an indication you still won't get out of life alive. So we got to be thankful for the time that we occupy space on this planet Earth and move on accordingly. Now, the call-in numbers this morning, of course, is 0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. And since I was making my preparations to get to Inkster this morning, I'm going to just try to wind down a little and ask Brother Tim if he would, I think, number 2 on that slot, my friend. Give us that'll sort of get us in the groove this morning, and you can talk whatever you want to talk about this morning. You're welcome to call on in if you would like to, and if you just want to sit back and relax, then it's quite all right. But this is, of course, J.D. Hill, the J.D. Hill Morning Show, and, of course, Watkins Broadcasting Station all over the world. You can pick us up all over the world. So, Mr. Tim, if you would like to, my brother, bring us on in, okay? And you can phase me on out.
Thank you, Lord. One more day. Thank you, Lord. You made a way. I just want to say thank you, Lord. Just for this day. One more chance to kneel down and pray. I got so much to be thankful for. Oh yeah. Thank you, Lord. You let life last. Thank you, Lord. You let old death pass. I just want to say thank you, Lord. Lord, you've been so good to me. And it's something that I can't see, but I got so much, so much to be thankful for. To be thankful for. To be thankful for. To be thankful. I can stay here until this time next week, and I still won't be able to name all the things He's done for me. Been so good to me, even when it looked like I wasn't gonna make it. He always put his arms around me, telling me, go on,
Okay, and when we take inventory and really look back over life, you just have so much to be thankful for. Some of us are facing challenges, but when you really just think about it and where you started from and where you are now, sometimes we have hills to climb and mountains and valleys, and this is a part of life. And so through life, you just can't take life for granted. You just got to be, as I often say, you got to be thankful, grateful, and faithful with life. And so we're sending that selection on out to all of us. All of us. We often talk about, we pray to God for good health and strength and courage, knowledge, wisdom, longevity. Yes, longevity, living here a long time. But my friends, let me share something with you. I've discovered that the longer you live here, it has its pitfalls, it has its ups and its downs, and life, and it has its challenges sometime in life. And we thankful to God that with the valleys that we have to go through sometime, He strengthened us, that it will make us strong, and then we can tell others who have challenges in life. What they have to go through once you have been through it. And so, as I said before, the physical transition of life is the price that we pay for occupying space on this planet Earth. And so we are here this morning to just say to all of us, because life is not a promise to us. It is a gift from God. And I look at life, and what we do with this life is a gift back to God, back to the Creator. And some of you may be atheists, and some of you don't ascribe to what I'm talking about. That's you. That's quite all right. I just have to look back at my life and see where I started from and up to and including now. And I can say that to God, that I got so much to be thankful for. And when I often think about, and it's good that you have like a role model or somebody that that is, it's not somebody that maybe has passed on in days gone by, or somebody that the media and society has profiled them as the outstanding people that you often look at and say, well, this is what happened. This is what happened. When you thinking about it, got so much to be thankful for. When I can look at Mr. R.J. Watkins and what he has been through in order to get us to this level where we are, that as a person like me, started from where I came from up to and including now, who would have ever thought that the connection of Mr. Watkins and J.D. Hill and Mr. and Ms. Willis and Tim and all of us would be here this morning because due to the vision of these great minds, and have made it possible. We didn't know that we were included in this a great this process that's taking place now, but God in His infinite wisdom has made it possible that we could come together and talk all over the world. We have family members in the South, in the North, East, and West, and this station has made it possible that we are connected. We are connected. People can go to their app phones in California. They can go to the internet in California, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, the Arkansas, Tennessee, and pull us up this morning. The connection has been made, and it's incumbent upon you and I to take advantage of the time in which we live. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is here, and I thank God for it. Every time I come here, I do my best to just acknowledge those who have played such an important part in my life. I consider when I'm up there and for the hair doctor up there in Inkster. And I look over the store, and he tells me to go up there and just relax, and just run the store, just take care of the customers. But when you are in business or have been in business, and the business is in you, and you see that there's a need, you just can't hold your peace. You just got to go on. I'm not a lazy person. I guess I'm just a workaholic, and I can't be still. So when I see things that can make it more beneficial, and impromptu items are what I consider to be impromptu, on the spur of the moment items, when a person walk in the door, something that will grab them. If you notice in our supermarkets and places where we normally go, when you walk into the store near the counter, you always got something that will attract people. Things that people sometimes they know what they want, but when they go into the store, they forget what, and on their way in or on their way out, it's just those little impulse items. And it's just wonderful what the hair doctor has been able to, over these years. I think over something like 36 years that he's been at that location at 4025 Inkster Road there. And I tell you, running a store, you really got to. A lot of people talk about going in business. You got to make sure that you are equipped to handle a business. It's one good thing to talk about going into business, but when you really get there and have to go through the ins and the outs and the purchasing, and on the phone, and stocking up the shelves, and taking care of the invoices that come in, and the phones are ringing, and man, I tell you, I mean, I've done it so many years. I had at a time, I can recall, I had about 10 businesses here in the city of Detroit, including the real estate, and I'm telling you, when you're young and you got that drive and you got that determination, you can run. That's why I tell young people over and over, I pass it on to you. As my daddy often told me when I was young, he said, "Son, run before you have to, and when you have to, you won't have to run so hard." And my God, what a prophetic, what a profound words of information that still resonates in my mind this very day. Run before you have to. And those who are viewing me this morning, if you got your pen and paper, I talked to Miss Dee Dee on yesterday, and we were talking briefly, and I'm just saying, take your pen and paper, and write this down, write this information down. Run before you have to. And when you have to, you won't have to run so hard. Will you please do that? Just write it down. I'm going to continue to emphasize that, because it has helped me. And now I can see what my daddy was trying to instill in me. I didn't appreciate it that time. I thought I knew more than he knew. I thought that by him not having access, or the education, the schooling education that I had, I just thought that my knowledge superseded his. But when he would just prompt that over and over with me, look at me sometime in my eye, and he would say, "Son, run before you have to. And when you have to, you won't have to run so hard." Somebody's trying to get in this morning, and I'll get to your callers. But if you want to weigh in also about the shootings that's taking place, I thought on yesterday, and I don't watch the news too much. It's just periodically, because it's very depressing to me. It's very depressing, and even the political arena, I've gotten away from that, because it's a bunch of lies and conniving and using people, and over and over, and you get into this system, and it's a buddy system. What can you do for me? What can you run and make this happen for me? And I understand that everything is basically political. I understand that also, but I just try my best to do all that I can. Because I would rather be in a position financially, economically, so that the politicians will seek me out, as opposed to me seeking them out. And over my lifetime, my friends, I've worked hard, and the politicians would come and seek me out as opposed to me seeking them out, because I realized that once you get to where you are, or where you're trying to get to, and the stage is already set. If I could use from an academic perspective, the curriculum is already in place, and it's hard for you to go in there and change it. So only thing you do, you work within, as we often say in the Bible. Sometimes it say, and I'm just paraphrasing. It say in the Bible, I think it. Am I right, Reverend Holly? You're in the world, but you're not a part of the world. So therefore, while we are here and everything seems to center around this political arena, you work within it without becoming a part of this demonic, the spirit, because it will eat you up. And if you're going into it, you got to just and I know that some would say, well, JD here, not me, but you got to be willing to sell your soul, when you get into it. Because as a songwriter said, I've seen it happen over and over again. So I just sort of injected that this morning also. But when you really look at where we are now, and with the shootings and that took place, not only we often see it here in the city of Detroit, but when you consider that these are young people. One, I think, was 4 years of age. To see his, I don't know whether it was his daddy or who was shot. And one was, I think, 14 or 15 years of age. Now, he's old enough to see what transpired. And for a police officer to take his life also, and that's right in the presence of them. And you look at this, and I try my best to try to keep this on an upper level. I don't want to get into a lot of using these airways, trying to sow the seeds of what we often say, the playing the race card. But there is a difference. There's a difference in police when they approach black people as opposed to approaching white people. And I mean, the facts are out there. The facts are out there, my friends. And if you have lived as long as I have, you have experienced that somewhere along the way. Some of us may have been able to circumvent it, to go around it, and it may not have happened. You may not have been exposed to it like I have, but I've been there. I've been there, and young people, I often tell, like my young friends around here, Sean Watkins and Junior, and the young men that I come in contact with, I just try to tell them, of course, just be extremely careful. Be extremely careful when a police officer pulls you over. I know you're young, I know you're strong, and but when you're there and you're all alone, be extremely careful. Try to have your hands in a position where they are visible. And now with this modern technology, my friends, now if you can, start videotaping it. You're so smart, you're astute with these cell phones and all. Try your best to at least videotape it. And when it get to the courts and all, these smart attorneys and all, they can wrap that thing up so, and although you see it with your eyes, they can put that in a way that almost convince you that what you was able to see, you actually didn't see. So I just want us to realize that, okay, my friends. And so young people, I'm really concerned about us, because we are living at a time now that it's difficult to make contact with some of our young people. I see how we often, in the areas where we are, and as we travel up and down the streets, the highways and the byways, not the highways in particular, but the streets, and this season when the weather is hot and the young men are out in the street with basketball goals, and they're playing in the street, and they're just gathering, and people like you and I who work throughout the day, when we get home, we really want to relax. We want to unwind. We just want to enjoy the luxury of our home, our living room, our den, and sometime with these basketballs, the goals out in the street that boom, a boom, a boom all night long. If your living room is near the street, you got to almost go to your den or the area in your house where you can't hear it in order to get rest. And so, my friends, if you're not extremely careful, you'll end up upset, mad, and angry with the people that you come in contact with every day, because it's so hard to get through to them. If you pull up in your car and you got the right of way, but it's almost as they are telling you, wait till we finish this shot, wait till we pass off this ball, and then we will make an arrangement for you to get on through. And it's just a matter of time, that it's going to happen. And if it hasn't already happened, some people get in these cars and they are racing up and down these streets, my friends, and they done drink some of that stuff, they done smoke some of that stuff, and they are speeding. Somebody is going to get hurt. Somebody is going to get hurt, and I don't want to see that happen. And I hope the mothers and the fathers will talk to the young people and just tell them that these streets are no place to get out. Now, you may disagree with me, but in the street is no place to have those basketball goals and around bouncing that ball and as if the car is supposed to yield for you. There are some people that just really don't care. They just really don't care, and will take your life and keep on moving. Well, keep on moving. So it's something that you really got to look at, my friends, in order to save us. Save us in order to protect us. I look at our young people now, and it should be at a time where now with the time that we have spent in life, you should be working and saying thanks to us for the sacrifices that we have made. We made some tremendous sacrifices. We gave up a lot along the way. We faced the discrimination. We faced the dogs. We faced people like spitting on us. We faced the time that people wouldn't allow us into their restaurants, hotels, and motels. We faced all of those the times in days gone by. And sometime when I look at the powerless position that we are in now, I just wish that that it hadn't happened. That we are just feel that we free. We are able to go everywhere we want to and just go in. And people are saying, come on in, because what we are doing now, we are bringing what they want. And that's that money. That's the money. We are bringing that money. We are investing in their enterprise. And now we look at us at a time like this. And can you tell me how many hotels, motels, restaurants that we own and operate now here in the city of Detroit, where you and I live? Just tell me, and then I'll come on, and if I decide to go, I'll make sure that I go. I'm talking about the hotels, motels, restaurants. Yeah, we got a few restaurants around, but as I tell us over and over, the three basic things that a civilized people should be in control of is food, clothing, and shelter. Now think about that. We're going back once again. Run before you have to, and when you have to, you won't have to run so hard. But think about food. Think about the clothing, and think about the shelter. And think about shelter. The three basics of life to sustain life. That a civilized people would be in control of, or moving full speed ahead to control it. But ask yourself, if where you and I live, most of us, I mean, and the conveniences that we might need, and if we don't have the transportation to get from a point A to point B, or X, Y, Z, and we still, when we go to these places, we still are not, we don't have stock in the company. We are still buying food. We don't know how the food is processed because we don't control anything from Mother Earth all the way to the marketplace. And people can be feeding us anything, anything. We talk about what happened up in Flint, but we don't know what is happening in Detroit. So these are some things that we must think about. The clothing we wear. The clothing that I got on this morning. I would like to come and report to you this morning and say that, yes, my family, my company, own the textile mills. They are employing people. They know how to bring the cotton, the silk, and the looms in and bring it, and they are able to this clothing that I go. This is an extension of my family members, of my race. But can we really say that here in the city of Detroit? The clothing, the food, the clothing, the shelter. And in days gone by, that's why I say I thank God. And that's why I brought in that song this morning. I mean, from where I started from up to and including now, brother, because of the food, the clothing, the shelter. In days gone by, when I came out of school, out of high school, and walked across that stage with that diploma, I tell you this over and over. The instructors made sure that we were qualified to step on this stage of life and build for ourselves. It was mandatory that the young men knew how to build that home from the foundation all the way up. I mean, even before the truck would come with the concrete and pour the concrete for the foundation, we knew how to take that pick and shovel and get everything on grade and then bring like the wheelbarrow out and mix the concrete and pour the foundation, then lay the blocks and build on top of that foundation. But now, with those of us who know what transpired in days gone by, if we were taken off the scene, with the generation that I see now, that I see every day, and I see you young men, you're strong. I mean, you can run, you can jump, you got the energy, you got that drive and that determination. But it's just not. What is happening? It's not a continuation. So I just hope to God that we will, of course, see the light. That we will see the light, and so those are some things that I wanted to bring in this morning, and I think it's like this is Dr. Wilcoxon calling me at this moment in time. So Dr. Wilcoxon, if you're out there, then you can give me a call here, and I got an assignment for you. I wanted you to take on over this morning, but she's calling me now, and she's very busy on the scene. So we'll just continue to work on. Let me see if I can go to the phone lines now. But keep that in mind, my friends. Run before you have to. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that. Okay, run before you have to, young people. And when you have to, you won't have to run so hard. I thank God that I held on to that. And then when I look back, as the songwriter said this morning in that song, man, I got so much to be thankful for. And then if I could, let me go to, I don't want to keep going. Caller, talk to me this morning. How are you?
Hey, Brother Hill, that's an inspiring words of wisdom right there.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And, it speaks volumes to the ideology that, whatever you want to do tomorrow,
mm-hmm.
there's nothing like preparing for it today.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And that is where I think our community gets a big fat F in when it comes to preparation.
Yes, yes.
Because we wanna have some downtime, Brother Hill. Then I know you heard about the downtime. You know, remember when we was in the plant, we would be working and working, but when we got that downtime, oh my, we kind of went outside, smoked a cigarette, and how many more time we down? And, man, we gonna be down 4 more hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And ain't nobody preparing their baskets to hump when downtime over with. We on downtime. You know, we getting paid to do nothing. When the line cranked back up, we spent so much time down and playing while we was down, and we conjured up a dice game, and we conjured up a spades game on the downtime. And when the supervisor said, all right, let's hit it, we was no good. We had to do overtime because of what we did on our downtime. Because of what we did on the downtime, we wasn't able to finish in time. So in the downtime phase of your life is the time where we should be preparing for the run on the line.
Yes.
See, the parts is coming, and in this case, the parts is those missing pieces of our life. See, all we lost gambling with Satan, Brother Hill, could be given back. You know, if we just try with God and rely on ourselves.
Yes, brother. Now let me inject this in now, and we are keeping it above board, my friends, and I know that you keep up with some of the current events that's taking place, and with this police shootings of young black men in particular, and black women, and we know that it happens to other ethnicities. It happens all over, but I'm talking about what is happening now, and down in Dallas, Texas. I think about what was it? About 5 police officers may have lost their lives or got killed last evening. To keep it in perspective, my man, and my friend, then when I heard about the young person that was about 4 years of age experienced the man getting killed. There was another one, 14 or 15, experienced the person in the car getting killed, and the girlfriend was there also. And my first thought was I don't want to say anything because I feel in my, what we refer to as the gut, what is going to happen. And sure enough, going to bed last night, waking up this morning, and what I had envisioned was on the news this morning down in Dallas, Texas. So give me just your opinion of how we are to look at that, and what would you say to our young men? Talk to me.
Well, Brother Hill, first I would say to our young men first that let's not look at it as an attack on black men.
Okay.
Because when I was a child, I wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
I thought there was no job more outstanding than being a police officer. So I don't ever want to taint a profession that has the know-how and the ability and the wherewithal to really come to the aid and defense of our community in the right way.
Okay, now,
what happens is when you have these individuals who have contempt for your community, then they get jobs in your community. You're going to have incidents like what we see in Baton Rouge and in Minnesota, because you have a foreign element going up against a foreign element. One element views another element based on what he or she has heard, based on what he or she has read, and he or she has developed a consensus about these people in this community. So in the police department, they are bonded. So with the wrong mindset, Brother Hill, see, it's not the police. It's the mindset of the officer who wears the uniform. It is the personal decision of that individual who wore the badge that day, who said, through my company policy, I have the power to eliminate a threat. If I feel it's a threat. See, that's the key. The policy says if you feel it's a threat. Chief Godby said that when they pull their gun, they must discharge to kill. If anything, the public should be outraged about that policy being at the Detroit, or not at Detroit Police Department, but at any police department, that when you pull your weapon, you must kill. That is a directive. That is like a hit. Now, how do we take our black men out of this? And I say the same thing when I hear about this young man who got shot in the face 4 weeks ago. 2 days ago, me and my wife pitched in and helped bury a young man who was murdered because another young man got mad because he just looked at him. They say, well, the police could have shot, didn't have to kill the boy. They could have shot him in the leg. Well, how come he didn't shoot that guy in the leg when he looked at him? Look at it hurts us, Brother Hill, because we do. It's like when my uncle used to beat on my auntie before my grandfather almost took him out of this world. He hated to see somebody else do that to my auntie. It hurted him. And my grandfather said, that's because you do the same thing. So it's going to hurt you worse. We need to teach our youth to stop being so idle. It's time that when I meet the youth, Brother Hill, and I'm on the battlefield, Brother Hill, and when I say I'm on the battlefield of activism, I don't march on these people. I talk to these people about the problems in their homes and how it affects the community. And you know what's dangerous? They know where I live at. They know what I look like. They know the places that I frequent. Yet my attitude is not going to change. I have to teach my young kids around me, each one teach one, to don't be so idle. At 8 years old, get busy running before you gotta run. Even at the age of 8, we have to learn to stop being so idle. Stop meeting up to do nothing. You go down the block and you see boys on the block, and they all in a circle doing nothing. And what happens is, Brother Hill, if somebody called the police department then don't dispatch the most smartest cop on the force. They send that one. You see, they send that one. Hey, stop mopping. Put the mop up.
Okay, my friend, I'm coming to the top of the hour. Would you like to hold on with me and let's go over? I'm trying my best this morning with all that we have to try to reach out, and we are here, metropolitan Detroit and all across this world, trying to reach and hopefully with what you're saying, what I'm saying, it's a teaching method. I'm trying my best to save lives, man, because as you're talking, you got some, and you know, you got some police officers out there, just excellent officers. I meet them all the time, man. I congratulate them all the time for the outstanding work that they are doing. But you got this segment, man, that come from other areas, and they have been programmed and conditioned that this is a person that's less than a rabbit, we would say. So if they offer any opposition, they are not supposed to oppose you. So do what is necessary to take them out. When we come back on the other side, my friend, can you stick with me and let's explore a little more, okay?
Let's talk about it, Brother Hill.
All right, my friend, we are going to take a top of the hour break. Miss Willis is here, just a fine, outstanding our secretary up front. Mr. Willis is here. Call that number, 868-6612, if you want to become a part of WHPR and TV 33, Watkins Broadcasting. Come on, they are just beautiful people. You got to meet them for yourself. This is, of course, J.D. Hill. We will be back on the other side. My friend Tim, let's transition, my friend.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live. Welcome to WHPR 88.1 FM and TV 33 studios. Inside, you'll find our warm and comfortable guest lobby. For our corporate radio and television meetings, this is our executive boardroom. And for our radio shows, here's our newly renovated radio station, WHPR 88.1 FM, broadcasting from Detroit, Highland Park, Michigan, where we welcome you to have your own radio show. Just call us at 313-868-6612. Block time is available. We're a versatile station, streaming on the World Wide Web from our radio station at www.fm881whpr.com. Walk with me down the hall to Studio B, where we broadcast live and tape our talk shows on UHF TV 33. Here's our main control room for TV 33. We also have a fully operational kitchen for luncheons and meetings. This is our brand new Virgin Islands studio, boasting live audio and video capabilities. Broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands over WVIE and streaming over the internet at RadioWeCanSee.com. We can be seen and heard around the globe. This is our Virgin Islands studio waiting room and lounge. Stop by our gift shop to pick up your WHPR souvenirs. Our viewing room provides a comfortable space for viewing and production meetings. Our brand new remote truck allows us to produce cost-effective live productions from anywhere in the city. Adjacent to our Virgin Islands studio is our concert hall and meeting facilities. Also on site is our 199-foot broadcast tower. Let's talk about our movie studio, Studio A, the home of Studio 33. It's designed for video shoots, photography sessions, plays, receptions, rehearsals, and concerts. The facilities boast a 35-foot ceiling, a 15-foot garage door, and Studio A is 4,000 square feet in size, with 2 endless cyc walls, 3 portable screens including a green screen. Located at 166 Victor Street in Highland Park, we have gated and well-lit private parking also on the premises. For anyone interested in any of our many amenities, give us a call at 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Or email us at rjwatkinstv33@live.com. Henry Tyler, Vice President, RJ Watkins, CEO.